So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Now, if you never caught the rendition that we do of trail cam videos, bro, sit back and get ready to enjoy. Now, I think the thing that gets me about them, right, about the trail cam videos that people put around their yards and stuff, is that you be laying in your house comfortably, just sleeping, not knowing what's going on around you. You just be clueless. And I think that's what keeps me coming back to see what be taking place outside of people's homes. So we're going to check this video out. If you're new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, join the fam, and let's check this out.
Out exactly what is going on in your backyard. Yep, whether you live in a house or in the suburbs, or own a sprawling property in the countryside, installing a trail cam is a guaranteed way of finding exactly what happens at night when all the humans have gone to bed, and what creatures or cryptids might be lurking in the shadows, totally oblivious to any cameras that may be spying on them in the dark. And you might be very surprised to find out exactly what happens when no one is watching. From a witch-like creature that runs through the streets of Costa Rica frightening neighborhood dogs, to deer shaking off their antlers in a shocking ritual that is rarely seen with the naked eye. These are the 20 weirdest things ever caught on trail cams. Creepy humanoid. The spine-tingling video is guaranteed to give you nightmares. Footage of a bizarre and creepy figure has been uploaded to Reddit. Could this be the legendary cryptid referred to as La Mona? The footage was captured on someone's home security camera in Costa Rica, and legend says that La Mona is a witch who walks on all fours and stalks people at night. She casts spells and scratches anyone who encounters her, inflicting lifelong misery. The mysterious creature spotted in camera moved like a crab across the road, walking on all fours on bent legs. The figure is so spooky and suspicious that even the local dogs are barking, as though it is a threat. The figure gets closer to the camera, but it's still unclear as to what it is. Some people went as far as to say that it was just a mutant dog. However, other commentators have—
So y'all see dog in that? I can't. I don't see dog. I don't see dog at all.
More sinister ideas. Some people have guessed that this is an alien, whereas some people are firm believers that this is a ghoul. A ghoul is basically a demon-like being or monstrous humanoid that originated in the pre-Islamic Arabian religion. In modern fiction, the word ghoul is usually used to describe a certain kind of undead humanoid monster that consumes human flesh. Sounds pretty horrific, right? One person commented, "I would think this is a human if it weren't for the odd back leg." Yep, this thing really does not look human. This is one creepy mystery.
And if it is a human, I don't ever want to meet that human.
This ranger can't explain what his trail camera just captured deep within these woods. Okay, we are officially freaked out. What on earth is going on in this creepy viral pic? 3 demonic-looking creatures appear to have been caught on trail cam emerging from a watery cavern. An evil expression on their faces. Yikes. This can't
look like they get ready to go purge. That's exactly what they look like.
Can't be what trail cams were invented for. Those long horns and pointy ears definitely don't look natural. And we can't help but wonder if foul play is to blame for this terrifying image. Is this just an extremely chilling prank gone wrong? Or are there beings living out in the wilderness that can only be spotted with spy cameras observing the things we would never normally get to see with our own eyes? As always, you can let us know what you think by using the hashtag #OpenDiscussion down in the comments section. Just hitching a ride. This bizarre trail cam footage has the whole scientific community talking. Zoologists are in shock after viewing this peculiar video, and have never even seen or heard of the following 2 species being seen together. Never mind being caught doing what they did. This amazing incident took place at Hulu-Luwe Imfolozi Park in South Africa, and shows a genet hitching a ride on a rhino and a buffalo. What makes it even more interesting is that it's not the first time this has happened. According to other camera trap images, this is ongoing behavior by the same genet.
So they friends, they homies. That's what this is. You know what I mean? You can't choose your friends. That's what I heard in life. You can't choose your friends.
Looks like the genet has found itself a taxi service. But what is a genet anyway? Well, it's a small mammal that resembles a cross between a cat and a mongoose. They have spotted coats, long banded tails, small heads, and large ears, and they are very agile and have very quick reflexes, with excellent climbing skills. The rhinos seem to be unimpressed with the genet. The tiny mammal's motives are unknown to experts, although it has been suggested that it may perch there and wait for small prey to be flushed out by the beasts before pouncing, or it could just be using the larger animals as a way to move around its environment without expending too much energy. Pretty cheeky behavior if you ask us. Killer clown. If you have a serious phobia of clowns, then now is the time to skip ahead. Yes, this footage is seriously spooky, and even those who've never been afraid of clowns before might find this weird footage disturbing. This creepy—
And I don't have a phobia per se. I just think I don't like clowns, right? It's no way you could just find any good in that face. It's just not, man. You know what I mean?
Clown figure is seen walking through the trees in Michigan, US in the dead of night. A trail camera recording in night vision mode picks up the clown, but it seems he has somehow spotted the hidden camera too. Busted! The disguised clown walks directly up to the trail cam, revealing his menacing mask to anyone who may be watching the footage. Looks like this clown knows he's being watched, and isn't afraid of the consequences. It is unknown what the man was doing in the forest in the middle of the night, but this is not the first terrifying killer clown sighting. A clown craze swept across the world after beginning in the US, and now sinister figures like this one have been caught stalking the streets on cell phones and security cameras around the world. Police have even pleaded with people to stop dressing as nightmarish clowns and scaring members of the public. Professional clowns have slammed the creepy idiots who are giving them a bad name. Yes, we are now living in a world—
Like, you ever heard of Gacy? Yeah. It's another reason I don't like clowns.
where a killer clown could be lurking around any corner. UFO floating light. What's one of the freakiest things you could see on your trail cam? A UFO, of course. In this alarming footage, a Mississippi couple has had a close encounter of the third kind. Rainer and Edith Shaddles were shocked when their trail cameras caught images of a strange light appearing in the sky over their Jackson County home. The pictures show the bright light falling upon a deer, with the illumination seeming to come out of nowhere. When Rainer talked to the media, he said, "It's definitely a UFO." Now, whether it's a government drone or what, I wish if nothing else one of them would step up and say, "Yes, that's ours." Rainer and Edith admit they were wondering what this object was and are enlisting the help of friends to try and solve the mystery. Rainer said, "It's a puzzle that may never be solved, and it's one that's kind of fun. Adds a little flavor to life, I guess you could say. We are just fascinated over it because of the fact that it was right here and it's real. There's no denying that this mysterious floating light is hovering above the bewildered deer. But the real question is, what is it? And what was it doing there? Do aliens abduct deer? Or was the woodland creature simply in the wrong place at the wrong time? The truth is, we will probably never know." Buck sheds its antler. A Vermont resident recently found some spectacular and unique footage on a trail camera near her home. The rare footage captured the exact moment when an 8-point buck shed its antlers. According to wildlife experts, this is an annual occurrence, but something that is rarely caught on camera. The video was captured in Northfield, Vermont by Ann Ciorvi, who shared it with Vermont Fish and Wildlife. The department posted the video on their Facebook page. "I saw them immediately in the snow as I approached my camera," she wrote on Facebook, posting a photo of the antlers. "I just stood there in amazement. They are on my mantle now." In response to a comment on the footage, Savory explained that she isn't a—
It just gets me of how easily it just comes, like just shaking your head and your hat flying off. Like, I would have thought, you know what I mean? And I didn't find out they did this until a few years ago. You know what I mean? I just thought they started off small and then grew. But they shook them off, or they shake them off. It's weird. It's just weird. I don't think I can ever get used to it.
Hunter, and hadn't set up any bait for the animal. Instead, it appears that the deer was eating apples that had fallen from a nearby tree. In the video, the deer almost appears to be scratching an itch on its head before quickly shaking the antlers free and darting off camera. What an amazing thing to find on
His own antlers scared him.
your trail cam. This particular animal is called an 8-point buck for its 8 antlers, and deer shed them annually after mating season. But don't worry, the buck will eventually grow them right back. If you needed any proof that nature is awesome, this is it. Three-eyed creature. It's time for another mysterious cryptid that has got the internet talking, when two friends from Finland wanted to test out a new trail camera in some nearby woodland. They faced the camera towards a spot where they thought wild animals might be and left it overnight. They returned to see what they'd caught on camera the next morning, with nothing extraordinary showing up. But on the third night, when they went to check on the camera, it was gone. Yep, the whole trail cam had disappeared. After some searching, they discovered it lying in someone's back garden. And then, when they went to check on what the camera had photographed, the friends were shocked. And we think you're going to be pretty shocked to see these images too. The friends uploaded 2 photos that had been taken overnight online and got a massive response from users on Reddit. In one photo, the shot was out of focus and brightly colored. In the other, the background was much clearer and it remained in black and white. The pair were horrified to see 3 glowing eyes belonging to a mystery creature, hiding in the bushes. No one can find any kind of logical explanation for it. And even Finnish wildlife experts are stumped as to what this terrifying cryptid might be. What do you guys think? What has 3 glowing eyes and skulks around in the forest? Let us know your theories in the comment section below. Scratching and dancing. This bear loves to boogie. This hilarious footage shows a bear wandering through the woods and then stopping at a small tree. The bear then stands up on his hind legs, uses its mouth to grab the tree near the top, and then starts to shimmy up and down. Clearly, this huge bear has got a big itch that needs scratching. Prince George resident Mike Costi captured the humorous video on his trail cam and told the media that across his 45-acre property, he's seen some pretty funny bear antics over the years. We're just glad that this bear is dancing instead of hunting. As it turns out, bears will often behave like this when they want to reach a particularly awkward itch, and will use trees as their very own personal scratching posts. So, if you see some bear scratches in the woods, it may not be the signs of an angry bear showing off its claws. It could just be an itchy bear having a dance by himself in the forest. Then again, if we see any evidence of a bear while we're on a hike, we are pretty much out of there. Nobody wants to mess with a grizzly bear dancing or not. Rare Wolverine. Wolverines are savage little beasts, and unlike the Wolverine in the X-Men franchise, they don't have a metal skeleton. But they could definitely do some serious damage with their sharp claws. Yes, running into a Wolverine could potentially be a very dangerous situation indeed, but luckily it's extremely rare to come across this rarely seen creature. In fact, it's thought to be the rarest animal living in Yellowstone National Park. Amazingly, it was captured for the first time in a trail camera footage that the iconic park released on Facebook. The rare sighting of a Wolverine in the Mammoth Hot Springs area last month had park biologists excited because of the rare sighting. These mid-sized carnivores in the weasel family typically occupy high-elevation alpine.
That's exactly, I couldn't put my finger on it. Weasel, that's exactly what he looked like. I just couldn't figure out, I couldn't put my finger on it.
And forest habitats exist in low densities in the park and are rarely detected in the park. This is the first video footage of a Wolverine since remote cameras have been deployed in the park.
And don't let the slow-mo fool you, he probably pretty fast.
We imagine there were some pretty excited park rangers out there when this footage was released. They are mostly solitary creatures who inhabit cold, high-elevation forests and tundras, and carve out dens in snowpacks to give birth. The park states that there have only been 7 documented Wolverines in Yellowstone and adjoining national forests from 2006 to 2009, 2 females and 5 males. Park biologists have used remote cameras to monitor the cougar population since 2014, but this technology has since become increasingly valuable for detecting and monitoring a variety of species, including the ultra-rare Wolverine. Yes, you may not be able to see them, but they are out there. Lions enter campsite and try to get inside tent. In this heart-stopping video footage, Faro Fino from Brazil was camping with friends when a group of curious lions strolled into their campsite. Yep, it's every camper's worst nightmare. We definitely
I
want
feel like you should know, or there should be some way to know that you could there are possibly lions in this area. For you to just be out here randomly camping and this happened?
a lot more than a tent wall between us and the king of the jungle. Terrifyingly, the large male lion peeks inside one of the tents where the man lies, scared witless. The man then attempts to get the lion to retreat, but to no avail. The male lion swats his massive paws at the tent, knocking down poles and pulling on the tent's frame. Now that's some scary stuff. Camping in the wilderness definitely comes with its downsides. Luckily, Fino and his friends were not injured during this late night visit. Perhaps the lions were just curious to find out who the newcomers were. Or maybe they were just particularly hungry that night. Either way, these campers are extremely lucky to have made it out of that tent with their lives. Rare
He was trying to get to him.
striped rabbit. Even if you are a rabbit lover, you may not have heard of this super rare rabbit. The Sumatran striped rabbit is one of the rarest in the world. It has only ever been captured on camera a handful of times, and it was last photographed in the Bukit Barisan Park in 2000. They live up in the mountain forests of Sumatra and can't be found anywhere else on the planet. In fact, they are so secretive that even scientists don't know anything about them. All they do know is that it is a little over a foot long and chalk colored with dark brown stripes, and only comes out at night. Oh, and that they are extremely shy. They don't even know exactly how many of them might be out there, living in the wild. So, as you can imagine, capturing one of these super rare bunnies on a trail camera is an extremely rare occurrence. And every minute that experts catch on camera helps them understand more about the elusive creature. So there you have it. Even the rarest mountain rabbit in the world has been spotted on camera. Now we just need some...
He'd have been spotted, and where I grew up at, he'd be extinct. Like, they were not shy about making rabbit stew down there. I've never had it, but there's some people down there that would make rabbit stew or just eat rabbit. Crazy, right?
good footage of a Yeti. Antlers shed. Check out this breathtaking natural sight. This trail cam caught the incredible moment a buck shed their antlers. Bucks drop their antlers each winter in a process called shedding. They start shedding their antlers as daylight decreases and testosterone levels decline, causing them to drop their regal prongs from late December through March in most areas. By mid-March, shed antlers can be found scattered across the woods and fields. So if you are out in the forest during this period, you might even be lucky enough to find a set of beautiful antlers for yourself. But even when the antlers have dropped, the bucks start growing them all over again. Soon after the previous antlers drop, the new ones start developing. By late spring, the antlers emerge from their pedicel, which is the connection point atop the buck's skull, and they are encased in a soft coating called velvet, which carries blood to the growing antlers. Throughout summer, the velvet-wrapped antlers continue to grow about a quarter inch daily. Once they start stripping their velvet in the fall, their testosterone starts increasing, spurring them on to battle it out with their fellow bucks and fight for dominance. Who knew that deer antlers had such a long life story? Next time you see some deer antlers mounted on a wall, have a think about the long journey it took for them to grow over and over again.
So I was trying to do the calculations in my head, so they grow at least, 8 inches a month? That's crazy.
Apex predator on trail cam. Meet the fossa, the unlikely apex predator that has been captured for one of the first time on trail cam. Fossa are terrier-sized cat-like relatives of mongoose with tails as long as their bodies. Like other top predators such as lions and wolves, they play a critical role ecologically in regulating the populations of their prey. They are capable hunters on land and in the trees, using their tails for balance and killing by biting through their prey's skulls. Yikes.
Sheesh.
The fossa might look cute, but it's actually brutal. One study found that fossa were largely responsible for 2 lemur family groups disappearing from forests over a 2-year period.
Through the skull, not the neck where it's soft, like through the skull. That's vicious.
Yep, the little fossa is actually a cold-blooded killer. Just like much of Madagascar's wildlife, fossa are found nowhere else in the world. But scientists know little else about them, including how many fossa there are. They are rare, difficult to see in the wild, and lack unique coat patterns that would make it easy to distinguish individual animals. They weigh about 20 pounds and were thought to be solitary until 2010, when researchers observed 3 male fossa working together to kill a lemur. Sometimes trail cams capture creepy moments you'd wish you'd never seen. And sometimes trail cams will reveal information that experts have been desperate to learn. The power of the humble trail cam is immense. Short-eared dog. From one rarely spotted creature to another, native to South America, it's the short-eared dog, aka small-eared dog or short-eared Zorro. They prefer the lowland rainforests, terra firma forests, and bamboo areas of the Amazon, near streams, rivers, or swamps. Zorros were first discovered in 1969, but scientists still know surprisingly little about them half a century later, due to diseases transmitted by domesticated dogs and rapid habitat loss. These intriguing canids are listed as near threatened by the IUCN. Luckily, trail cams have
kind of like a fox a little bit, don't it? Like it could possibly come from that family.
Listed as near threatened by the IUCN. Luckily, trail cams have revealed the comings and goings of the short-eared dog, allowing scientists to learn a bit more about them and their day-to-day lives. Short-eared Zorros can be found in Bolivia, Brazil, Ecuador, Colombia, and Peru. These dogs actually move more like cats do, with a slinky motion, and to mark their territory they will spray a stinky musk from glands located at the base of their tail. Basically, it's like a cross between a skunk, a dog, and a cat. Pretty weird, right? Not only that, but the short-eared dog has partially webbed paws to help with swimming and moving on the slippery ground near water. Leopards and jaguars are their main predators, and unlike other dogs you might know, they eat tons of fruit, playing a super important role as a seed disperser in the Amazon rainforest. Yep, this dog is like no other dog in the world, and thanks to the power of trail cams, we know exactly what they are up to. And apparently it's running away from jaguars and chowing down on fruit. What a life. Chimpanzees tap dance. Okay, so we've seen a bear.
I gotta cut this out. Stop putting these mirrors out and messing with these animals, man. Y'all gonna get them so mad with us, bro. Y'all seen Planet of the Apes. We don't need that type of uprising.
Bear dancing, but what about a chimpanzee? Maybe chimps are the new kings of the swingers. For several years, Anne-Marie and Xavier Hubert Briere have installed large mirrors on the rainforest of Nyoni in Gabon on the west coast of Africa, close to the equatorial line, in order to film wild animals' reactions to their own reflections. In front of each mirror, digital infrared trap cameras are triggered by any movement of animals monitored by a sensitive infrared motion sensor, and then automatically captured in pictures or video clips. Pretty interesting, right? So what did these curious researchers find? A group of chimpanzees from this particular forest spent numerous hours in front of the mirror, and experts say that the behavior of some of these primates would even suggest that they recognize themselves in the reflection. Okay, we always knew chimps were smart, but the fact that they recognize their own reflection? It's all a bit Planet of the Apes, right? But then again, not all monkeys are born equal. Some chimps, as it turns out, don't quite know what their reflection is, instead perceiving the monkey in the mirror to be an invader, or a threat. This particular chimp decides to intimidate the mirror monkey with some very weird tactics, including tap dancing to freak out the new stranger in his reflection. To impress its opponent with his height, these dance steps are performed standing upright on 2 legs, with bristly hair standing on end. The chimp uses powerful smacks and loud slaps with a cupped hand on the ground. To give these chimpanzees some credit, the true properties of the mirror are very difficult to understand by these chimpanzees who, unlike humans, were not taught from an early age how mirrors work. Because, let's face it, how often do you find a mirror like this in the wild? It's not like there are any beauty salons in the middle of the jungle. We're sure if they grew up with mirrors, these smart chimps would understand perfectly what was going on. Until then, we get to watch them tap dance in the forest.
This is not right, man. I know their anxiety level is up, and I'm thinking like, what's stopping them from breaking the glass? We gotta stop putting the mirrors out there, bro. It's not cool. It is not cool at all.
$2 epic scene. It's an epic scene that will take your breath away. Trail cameras posted by Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency officers caught 2 deer battling in nearby Hardeman County. Wildlife officers Amy and Bubba Spencer caught the great duel on one of their trail cameras. Amy and Bubba think that these angry bucks were working out their issues over a small food plot in Hardeman County. Whatever these bucks were arguing over, it looks pretty serious. These territorial creatures certainly put on a show. The two woodland creatures clash with each other in the epic video, displaying their awesome natural strength and powerful antlers. One poke from those sharp prongs would be enough to put an eye out, not to mention how painful a swift kick from the hooves would be. Yep, one thing is for sure, we definitely wouldn't want to get in the way of two bucks rucking it out. We just hope these deer managed to figure their issues out before things got too ugly. Obsessed with a mirror. Do you know anyone who's obsessed with their own reflection?
Still doing
well,
it.
When French photographer Xavier Hubert Briere set up a large mirror in the Gabon rainforest, he wanted to see how animals would react to their own reflections, and their reflections turned out to be pretty interesting. Now, if we were to guess which animal would fall in love with their own visage in the mirror, we'd probably guess it would be a cat. And you know what? It was. A leopard, to be precise. The experiment found that a wild leopard fell in love with his own
You think he's saying, funny to meet you here?
reflection. He would rub his reflection, coating the mirror with the oils that protect his fur, grease from his paw pads, and dribble. During one of his visits, cameras caught the leopard being interrupted by a herd of boisterous elephants. The herd chased him off, but did not seem as enamored with their own reflections as the elegant big cat. Yes, the only thing that could separate this leopard from admiring his own reflection was the risk of a giant elephant trampling him. Okay, I think we all know someone who is that vain in real life, don't we? We wonder if that leopard is still out there, staring at himself in the jungle.
And they say people are full of themselves. Animals seem to be too.
Mirror. Dancing deer. Scientists have been left perplexed as a deer shows off his dance moves at Yellowstone. Wildlife officials at Yellowstone National Park were left flabbergasted by the energetic behavior of a dancing deer, seen on a remote trail camera. Nature cameras are typically used to give scientists a look at animal behaviors in the wild that would be otherwise difficult or unsafe to obtain. And this footage posted to Facebook by Yellowstone National Park in August shows a deer appearing to dance erratically and jump up and down. We wonder what music was playing in this deer's head when he started throwing shapes.
I'm sure he dancing. Sure he ain't stepping an ant bed. I don't know. That don't look like dancing. That's more panicky. Something's on me, get it off me. Something like that.
We can't explain the deer's behavior in this video, the park said in a Facebook post, but it allows us to be curious and potentially pursue the question, why is this deer behaving that way? Why indeed? Did the deer just feel the urge to get up and boogie? Or is there something wrong with the health of this woodland creature? It's a good thing that trail cams are set up in the park so that rangers can keep an eye on these amazing animals. And let's face it, who wouldn't love a video of a dancing deer? Bear vs. mirror. Bears might be a fierce predator, but even they get insecure about their looks sometimes. When a mirror was left behind in the woods as an experiment to see
This ain't about to be good.
how bears would react, this fierce black bear approached the apparatus with extreme caution. Seemingly confused, the
Ain't gonna be
fearsome
good.
predator gets up close to the mirror to have a few sniffs, apparently trying to tell if there was another bear behind the glass trying to mess with him. The bear tries to establish his dominance over his own reflection, remaining on edge and jumpy throughout the entire process. Okay, we may have found the one creature that bears are actually scared of, themselves. At least this curious interaction didn't turn aggressive. We wonder if bears will ever learn to love their reflection.
I'm surprised. I thought he was about to go off.
Weird albino deer. These breathtaking white deer have found the most secure place on Earth to breed for decades. Yep, the rare and striking Seneca white deer actually live on the grounds of a US Army base in the state of New York, and they have been protected and guarded for generations, while a deer as rare as this would usually be hunted or poached in the wild. These all-white woodland creatures have thrived in captivity for over 60 years. They are kept safe from the outside world by a high perimeter fence, and are now the largest herd of their kind on the planet, with over 10,000 acres to frolic in. These white-tailed deer are living the dream. It is believed that as many as 300 albino deer live in the secure army depot, and the lack of predators in their surroundings has allowed them to survive without much interference. You won't find any venison on the menu at this high-security military base. Yes, if you want to know what's really happening when you're not looking, all you have to do is set up a trail cam. You might just be shocked at what you find. So, which one of these jaw-dropping moments had you on the edge of your seat? Or do you have footage on your trail cam that will give us the creeps? As always, you can let us know exactly what you think in the comment section below. And while you're there, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video.
They reminded me is I don't like clowns. I ain't scared of them or nothing, no phobia. I just don't like them. That clown walking up just reminded me. I don't like. What good has ever came? You probably got more bad memories of clowns than good ones. I don't know what it is, man. It's just something about them. You know what I mean? And like I said, Wayne Gacy ain't help either. So, but y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what you thought of this video and stick around and stay tuned. Till the next one, I'm gone. Peace.